Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, April 3rd, 2023, and we are entering the spring season. It was kind of nice out this weekend, couple of cold mornings, Saturday and Sunday morning, but I think we landed on average at about 50 degrees the last couple of days. I think yesterday hit to about 40 degrees. Let's go in and see what the weather is today. Good morning, everybody. Do me a favor. Go into the not the comments. Do me a favor and hit that share button. Hopefully, we'll see some new Java family members in the cafe today. But the weather right now is 36 degrees, and the high for today will be only up to 54, and it's going to be windy this evening. And so for those of you that have not left, dress accordingly. It is Mental Health Mondays. Dr. Brandy, I think is scheduled to join us. I'm not sure if she's going to make it in. We didn't have her on last week because I thought that she was out of town, and maybe this week she's like, look, forget it. But it is Mental Health Monday. And so for those of you that are just joining, back in 2020, we started checking in on our mental health. And what we're going to ask you to do right now, before Dr. Brandy comes in, if she makes it, is to do me a favor. How are you feeling right now? Think about it for a couple of seconds. If you're able to, of course, if you're not driving, if you can pull out your phone or you're on the computer listening at work, put one word in the comments that lets us know how your mental health is doing this morning. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Put one word in the comments. We're going to go in and check in on you. Today's main topic today is talking about, and it's so interesting to me, just coming off of Black History and Women's History months, there was, the NCAA March Madness is going on. A lot of upsets. Everybody's brackets are just, especially on the men's side, everybody's brackets are just blown up. I seen a meme the other day that said out of, I want to say 2 million brackets, there were like 37 that were still intact. So that's very interesting. But one of the things that came up recently was a lot of commentary I noticed on social media in reference to a hand gesture. Something about a ring. A young lady by the name of Caitlin Clark, a white athlete, did the gesture and not a lot of pushback or whatever. There is this sort of beef, and Dr. Brandy is here. There is this sort of beef, I guess between them or whatever. I also understand there was maybe a possible physical altercation. And so it's very interesting because when Caitlin did it, it wasn't an issue. Angel did it, and now she's hood and ghetto and all that other stuff. So let's bring Dr. Brandy in. Y'all know Dr. Brandy is very much into sports and basketball, and so I know she's also busy, but did you get a chance to see?
Hold on. I got one thing to say. One.
Wait a minute. Let's make sure folks are
I got one thing to say this morning.
Like,
that's it.
You got to ring.
It ain't the bling that the NCAA gonna give, but
Dr. B. All right. Before we jump in, let's do what we do. Dr. Brandy, how are you this morning? I'm enjoying your swoop. That hair.
That's how I am. You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm invisible. That's my word.
Please. All right. So You can't see me. But how are you doing? Let us know how you doing.
I'm good.
You good?
No, I just literally just before I logged in, I got an email about something I'd been percolating on, and it didn't go quite the way I was hoping. So I'm kind of my mental health word is recalibrating.
Okay. And in the mental health space, I think we do that every couple hours, depending on what's going on or whatever. We have to quickly recalibrate to adjust. You just had to show. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Brandy is a Falcons fan. Who did they even make it to the
I am,
the season?
hold on, not just a Falcons fan. I'm an Atlanta fan. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were in Atlanta.
All the way down. Hawks, Falcons, and the Braves. Though they probably need to change that name at some point.
How many of them have? Anyway, not to be shady this morning.
Well, the Braves got one. Finally.
How you supporting and saying finally right behind it? Who's shady this morning? All right. I think that we are pretty good with checking in. My word for today is focused. You know, there's some things that tend to try to often come and get us off focused, and ours is to keep rising and remain focused, have impact, and do what we do here in the Java Cafe. All right, let's go in and
check. Mama Java.
Oh, Jesus, you and Darren, y'all are always in the comment. Boston Real Media said, I can't even think of a word to describe my mental. Couple of things.
Sometimes it's indescribable. Sometimes, because
so there you go.
You know, no,
it's for real,
because you're processing, like you're trying to figure out what is this right now
in the moment, and so that's absolutely real. Let's see if folks put the words in. Tashad, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. For those of you that haven't done it yet, please go and get your Boston Wild Black Summit ticket. I'm doing the panel with Toy, Brandy, Keith Masco, and Courtney Gray.
Oh, that should be dope.
It should be dope, but it's only an hour. And so, you know, I'm a moderator, so I can't give any commentary. So I have to balance time between the three of them. And that is because they've done so much and you know, have so much to contribute. But yeah, that's coming up. Tashad, good to see you in the Java Cafe. Others will go back in and check in very shortly. And it is Key's birthday this week. So make sure that
happy birthday, all us April babies. Woo woo.
When is your birthday, Dr. B?
Earth Day.
April 22nd.
Yes.
April 22nd. So that's a Saturday. So we'll be sure to say it that Monday.
Yes. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going or what I'm doing.
Did the tourists leave Miami yet?
Did who?
The tourists.
I don't know.
Oh, because I'm not going to Miami until they leave.
Well, actually, this season is like spring break season.
Yeah, spring break should be over. I need to be on.
I don't know.
I need to go get some ceviche and.
Well, it's spring break, then it leads into school vacation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
I'm not going to be getting back to
college
Miami
spring break, and then you have school vacation weeks coming up.
Can y'all go somewhere else? Y'all messing with my self-care, Jesus.
Okay.
Right. Let's go in and check on the word.
There's plenty of room for both of y'all.
Not after. I can't be the. I need Miami at a settled non-spring break.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Doctor. Hey, Sharon Cornelius.
Oh God, you're just going and doing your own shout outs. All right, let's see if we can find some words.
Yeah, let's get into the meat.
Oh, we're gonna get into that meat in a minute. All right, I see confused this morning. Katrina, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Also, I see and Boston Real Media responded, Dr. B, the closest one from what I've seen that y'all have used is recalibrating. Laugh my ass off. I think I feel like that every day I have to hit reset, as Dr. Brandy just said, to keep it together. So that's real. Thank you y'all for being. I don't know who's on the account, but thank y'all
resetting
for resetting. Also, I saw amazing from Shanika. How are you, Dr. You and Darren? I see.
I'm
Blessed
I'm,
on
see,
the
I'm
call.
going through it. It's excited. Marion, congratulations for
Peaceful.
your financial.
Well, what did Pastor Marion get? She got.
Oh yeah, you got to keep going. You
I
missed it.
just paid off my car.
Yes.
All right, so we
Yes.
got some
Let's
good.
talk about that.
Teresa said that she's feeling
Reflective
reflective.
and hope.
Okay, Nikki said that she's feeling hopeful this morning. All right, so my word was focused, and your
Oh,
word,
Quincy just came in and said iconic. Oh, I like that. That's a nice word.
that is a nice word, but it's so Quincy.
I like it.
Iconic. You better
Iconic.
go ahead and be the icon. Legend, icon, legend. No, so let me stop. Lasagna said that she is feeling determined this morning. So maybe that's a good segue. So
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, the NCAA championship is going on. And on the women's side, there was a little bit
Go.
of controversy and some. But did you check Twitter? Because Shaquille O'Neal told Keith Olbermann to shut up, leave that girl alone.
So for me, it comes in, it's two very important points. One is I appreciate she said what she said it did.
Oh, we gotta.
Okay.
You want to see what she said? Because you know we got a
No,
video already.
yeah, I know you do, and we're gonna show that. She said what she said it did. That's number one.
Mhm.
And number two is, and this is something everybody listening, wherever you are watching, whatever, is that we know that we know that we know that we know is that if you have a certain pigmentation melanation about you,
A
the
certain
things
what?
pigmentation melanation
Melanation. Okay.
melanation. I'm using iconic words today.
Icon. Okay, Quincy. Iconic.
But if you have a certain melanation and pigmentation, you are judged and under scrutiny at a different level. It goes back
Well, the
to
same behavior that somebody else does?
yes, the same.
Oh.
Remember that? What was it? Fox News when Kobe ended up winning the Oscar for his short, and people were like, "Why don't you just shut up and dribble?" Or was it in reference to LeBron?
I think you're mixing
I
two
can't.
stories because somebody
Yeah.
told Kaepernick to shut up and play what was it?
Yes,
Shaq?
shut up and play football. And then it was, I
Something
think
like
it was
that.
Kobe, and it was
I think
you
Shaq was
know,
in there too. Or somebody told
yeah,
him
it
to
was
just play
so
ball.
but it's that type of thing is
Yep.
you're okay as long as you're
It was
playing the
LeBron.
Sambo
Thank you,
role.
Charmaine. It was LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
Remember he
Thank
spoke
you.
up on the
Thank
issue?
you.
Yep.
Yeah. You're okay as long as you're playing the Sambo role. It's okay as long as you entertain. But the moment you have an opinion, the moment you say something that is in opposition to you just shutting up and dribble or throwing the ball and anything like that, then it's a problem. And the real problem, and this is the thing that I think, this is number three, that really gets in
She got
people
points
craw.
this morning.
The thing that really gets in people's craw, and you know it deep down, is that she is that girl. She
She
is that
is.
good. She
She
is
is.
that good. And she has all those NIL deals, and she has all the endorsements, and she is the player of the year. That's the thing that really irks them more than anything else, more than the, oh, she's thuggery, blah, 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 blah. But she is that good. And she is the future of the sport. Period. Boom.
Let's
That's
go
it.
and see exactly what she had to say about it because she is very gracious. She's
Mhm.
real, but she's very gracious toward what some of the pushback and feedback was. So let's listen to what she had to say here.
I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. Nobody, I don't, yeah, the narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's going to speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for the more than, it was just bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is going to go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Plain and simple.
I'm happy.
Plain and simple. I mean, it just for her, it's just to hear her say to start off with that she's happy was definitely dope. And it may be a good segue to say from your perspective, Dr. Brandy, and you're into sports. We talk about basketball and all that stuff all the time. And did you play sports in school?
I did.
Okay. What
basketball, track and field, softball, And I tried tennis for a little bit, but
I'm gonna leave that alone. Look at the good reverend. We got the heavy hitters in the room this morning, Jesus.
great.
Charmaine. And here's the thing: we do it to each other. Also, we bring the. All right, we're gonna go to that in a minute. But
Yeah, in a minute. Yes.
we want to. We'll do the family business. We're gonna handle the external first. So, let's first just talk about a woman in sports. It's very different. Even though we're not talking in women's sports right now, we're talking in sports in general. Women they don't get paid the same amount. They don't get the same amount of endorsements, could kind of go to the pay thing. And also, there just isn't the same level of respect for women that dedicate their lives and train all on top of, if they choose, to also have children. And so from your perspective, a woman in sports, give us about 45 seconds from your perspective.
Man, listen. That's hard to do in 45 seconds. But I'll just say that we've come a long way and still have ways to go. And I mean that in all respect of the game, when it comes to coaching on down to the players, on down to facilities, on down to the treatment of players, there is still a long way to go. And you can look at that just in terms of the media narrative versus the coach for South Carolina and the coach for LSU. So the coach for South Carolina, don't let her have a sideline antic, right? And be yelling. But the coach for LSU, she's being applauded for her style and the way she gets after referees and things like that. Like, there is, even within the sport itself, there is pitting, players and coaches against one another based on race and class and even location, geographics and things like that. So it's a long way to go. I will say in this situation, though, one thing it highlighted was that she took it with grace. I'll say that much. She was very graceful in her response. And as Teresa said in the chat, trash talking is a part of the game.
Yep.
Yo, if you don't trash talk, whether, again, there's different levels of trash talking. And as she said, she didn't say nothing during the game. She didn't say nothing. She even said, when they interviewed her on ESPN afterwards, she said, I was waiting until the last buzzer, let my play talk for itself. And she didn't even say nothing when she did this movement. She just looked at her.
And that's all she had to do. Now,
that's all she did. But that's part of the game. I mean, people would talk about Jordan. People talk about Jordan, and literally there are whole TikToks and Instagrams on Jordan's legendary trash talk and everything like that. But my goodness, let women do it, and it's a problem. And especially let a black woman
So let's break that down.
And it's a problem.
Let's do a deeper dive into the fact of we talked about women in general in sports, and now let's talk about black women and white women or BIPOC women, but let's focus on black. Is from your observation, and did you experience a difference as an athlete, either from the coach, from school, and I mean, let's just name, there's some regional things.
The time,
really,
all the time. Okay, now y'all know I'm from the South. So sometimes when we would, especially basketball, and we would travel and play in tournaments and where there ain't no black people. They ain't no black people. Okay. So you would definitely get it and feel it. You would feel it in the crowd and in terms of when you would do the lineup. So at the end of the game, sportsmanship, you line up, you shake hands, and there would be comments. There would be, the unsportsmanlike stuff. And I remember I can't even remember where we were once, but there was even some racial elements and tinges in terms of not blackface per se, but very similar. We went to one camp, and that was the prank was blackface. So again, this stuff happens, absolutely. But again, I say she handled it with grace, and she even gave space for Caitlyn to make a comment. But Caitlyn did the, oh, I didn't know what she was doing, which I thought was,
but you just did it. There's pictures floating around.
But that's the thing is, she could have been a good ally in that moment. You know, she really could have. And I think that moment was missed for her by her just saying, oh, I didn't even notice it, I didn't recognize it, you know, I'm just focused on the lineup and lining up and things like that. No, she could have said, you know what, she is the best player, she did her thing. And you know, the fact that she did it, that's sports. That's what we do. We're competitors and we're at the highest level of our game. She could have been a better ally, but she was not in that moment. And again, I'm trying to give her grace too, because she did just get that L. So I'm trying to give her grace.
That's real. And
but that being said, she could have been a better ally, and the coaches could have done better too. Because again, it's all about from organization down.
Yep.
Is this something we are going to continue to allow, these dog whistles where we use other words?
Come.
You know, so we have got to, and again, when we talking about sports and all of this, is how are we portraying and perceiving and imagining our athletes? So let's. And I feel like it was a shut up and dribble.
It was a shut up and dribble. And so let me ask you.
And that's why Shaq said what he said. Well, and he meant that.
Oberman to leave her alone, plain and simple. And that thing went wild on Twitter. And so you are nice because we are tired of the BSSS.
Oh no! Charmaine, I'm just saying that because we not Java After Dark, right? If we was Java After Dark, it'd be something completely different. but we not Java After Dark. So because you know it's 9:20, you know, a.m. Yeah,
we just went Java After Dark.
Well, you know what? We tired of your mess. Boop with the boop, to the boop with the boop. We tired of your boop with the boop, the mess. And y'all need to sit the boop to the boop, messing down.
I had a wonderful call with GBH this morning. Jesus, not too many boops. Lord have mercy. But no, what's the mental health impact? All right, let's go back to your personal. When you would get back on the bus or your team or whatever. What was the mental health impact of experiencing that?
It'd be awful, especially if you lost. Like, it'd be awful.
But
you'd be in a place
was racism worse? Okay.
Racism, you know what? I think it was a combination. So, because you get the sexism too.
Yeah.
But racism was worse. And here's why I say that is because particularly when I was in high school and played in high school, the school at that point was still majority white that I went to for my high school. After I graduated, the area and the school became more predominantly Black. But, you know, you're being one of few players of color on any of the teams. And the coaches wouldn't really say anything. Coaches were white. Again, well-meaning folks, but they wouldn't say anything. It would be, you know, the other Black players like commiserating or talking about it or like what's, you know, so there is that. But from a mental health perspective, one of the things is, you know, when all those comments came out on Twitter, you can tell that she has a center, like, because it takes a special person to block that, to Heisman that, to be like, oh, you know, and you can tell she has support. Even if it's just her teammates or her family, but she has a support system to be able to say what she said and meant what she said, even after seeing the comments and the negativity. Because often what will happen in those instances is they'll make the statement on ESPN and then later have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. What are you sorry for?
Whatever. And they don't get penalized. I mean, here's the other piece to that and from that mental health perspective, it's just another layer. She has to manage physicality. She has to manage strategy. She has to manage finances. And let's just park here.
And her brand.
Really.
And her brand.
But here's where I'm getting ready to go. I really believe that out of this, the endorsements, I can tell you in her mailbox, email on her doorstep today are packages, sneakers, coffee, because people are supporting. I think there are more people supporting her than not. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, what?
James,
Well,
I
maybe
say
I'm talking about us.
Park that 1 second. I say that maybe the community is supporting her, and maybe those who've been at that level, like Shaq and other things, that know what that feels like are. But what I would say is caution on the business and the system of support in terms of NCAA and things like that.
No,
So that's what I say. It's just park that, just caution, because I ain't see no statement come out.
So
from
this
other
is the other thing. I need to find our former governor's NCAA Twitter or tag NCAA and ask, is there going to be a comment about the we need to level set around this? And to Thaddeus's point,
especially if she's getting hate.
But look at this. The place was crazy all weekend, and there was trash. To your point earlier, there was trash all around. So sad that we even talk about that moment. The NBA has in-your-face moments all game. Yeah. And so I think, and when Caitlin did it, not a big issue. We only know.
No. When Caitlin did it, she had John Cena even say yes.
He said, "Yep,
that's how you do it. Is woo." And everybody was like, "Oh my God, she's scoring 40 points." But again, that's because Great White Hope. That what that is.
Wasn't it the movie?
Look, Look, okay. I'm not saying nothing unknown. Okay, that's what we do in sport. If a sport is dominated by one, at least the perception, by one group, if there is an outlier, think about Linsanity, right? Think about Reese in LA. He a basketball player. He doing what he should do. Whether he number 12 on the bench or number 1, he getting paid to do what he should do. But we like, oh my God, he's crazy with it. What? Like, again,
it's to other point of what
somebody said. It's that Larry Bird. I call it the Great White Hope. Great White Hope. Or Great White whatever. Great, whatever you great blank whatever. Right?
It's interesting.
She makes those 3-pointers, but she ain't the only one. Like, again, they are in NCAA. They are at the top of their level
was quoted
for
on
where they are right now. She should be that good. Absolutely. She is the number 1 player for her team. If she wasn't, they wouldn't have got as far as they did.
And it's not just for her team. Angel Reese has been named NCAA's most outstanding player. And let's keep it 100.
Absolutely.
There's her skill set and her sports acumen. But I believe if that decision wasn't made before this happened, her response and grace to this was a small contributing factor to kind of find her to put her over the line as far as that decision. But it is just sad. And as Thaddeus said, that coming off, and I just thought about it. I'm like, we just came off of Black History Month. We just came off of Women's History Month. Nothing and the allyship is really real. And the thing
allyship was nowhere to be seen. Let me tell you something.
I'm not talking about her doing. I'm talking about the fact that you name it and raise it. Like it really could have been an opportunity. But here's the other piece: was the lack of allyship present in that moment an indicator for all? Now you gave grace. Talk about grace. You gave grace to the fact that she had lost. Let's be honest and let's give grace and balance. We talk about recalibrating and resetting for our mental health. Monday,
you lose. You didn't play. I think she said 90 something. Like you feeling some kind of way.
So let's.
So I mean, okay.
Her, but something in that moment especially in this post George Floyd, where this sort of generation is more open. We want to believe is more open and not as racist. There was a misopportunity.
Really? We believe that? Is that we making that blanket statement?
I said we wanna
believe. I want to believe that people give lip service. That's what I want to believe. There is a lot of performative
Ooh,
lip
Dr. Brenda,
service.
you just a little spicy this morning, Jesus. Okay.
I mean,
But it's real.
look,
It's real.
here's the thing is, there's performative lip service to allyship. There's performative lip service to racial reckoning. There's performative lip service to more services and things like that. But the bottom line is, when you really dig into the numbers and the stats, as a community, folks are not achieving the same level. And again, we could go back and look, you say, oh man, what were these time periods better or worse or da. Well, they're actually doing that now, is really looking at across the board, are things as a community better?
No.
And that's the thing. I feel we're on it's an interesting precipice when it comes to these things. Is there are two ways that these things can go. And I'm, as a historian and someone who studies it, I'm very curious to see what the next, I would say, 5 to 10 years brings.
It's going to be interesting, because we've even found that 65% of all the DEI positions and funding that was out there in 2020 are gone. And
so I heard it was like 75%. And I've seen it happen with friends, with colleagues who had these positions and now are searching
budget cuts and what,
but they say budget cuts, but again, there are resources. It's just where do you allocate or recalibrate those resources?
You better come.
That's the question. And as money, and this is something real, this is real talk. As money starts to trickle out, we gonna see. We gonna see what's important.
Because budgets dictate or a good impression of priority, from organizations to municipalities to state entities. And so, Dr. Brady, this was
I will say this. She did that.
Did you pop?
That's all. Look, at the end of the day, I was sitting there like, yes. And you know what? And I feel that, Teresa, there ain't no participation trophies. Well, you actually do get something.
It's
you actually do get a banner. Your school gets a banner in recognition, like you made it to the. You do get, when you get to the national championship game. I think even once you get to Sweet 16, you get some recognition. And your team does get a trophy. You just don't get no rank. But what I'm saying is that, these are athletes, the prime level, and it was a competition. And things get heated in the competition. I'm sad that everything gets the layer of race on it, whether it's the comments that the LSU coach made about, playing, it's a bar fight, or no, what coach was it that said it was like a bar fight? I don't know if it was the Iowa coach or the LSU coach was like, it's a bar fight, which is dog whistle for, thuggery and things like that. And Dawn Staley, she speaks very, very much about this, about the sport and the way it needs to go in terms of improving. But
it will
banners don't bling. That's right, Teresa.
Who said what? Banners don't. You know what? I'm getting y'all.
Banners don't bling. Listen. Y'all see. I mean, my bling is, it's what had happened was bling.
That looked like remember, never mind, because I'm gonna get in trouble. I just say, remember back in the day.
Mine is Claire's. Mine is the Claire's version.
Well, at least you said Claire's. I was going to say, you put the quarter in that little red thing.
No. No, actually, this actually cost. I mean, oh my gosh, because it was made from like a piece. But anyways, no, this is the Claire's version. It was the only ring I could find that was like big enough to like.
To represent what you. Banners don't bling. We're going to end with that.
Banners don't bling. BDB.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
There we go with the acronyms. We're gonna get ready to wrap up. I'm going to go.
Yeah, because I gotta go.
All right, well, you go. And we'll be ready for next. We'll be ready for next.
Oh, is Heidi on? Because we definitely.
Heidi is not on, but I saw I got to get Tay and them to. We'll get the date set.
Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna do a Java After Dark, y'all. In person. I'm gonna be decked out from head to toe in Falcons. I'm even gonna wear my
It's red, black, and white, so you get a pass.
I'm gonna be decked out in Falcons. I'm gonna even bring my quilt. Y'all, I quilted. Yeah, I quilted a whole Falcons quilt. So I'm gonna bring that and wear that as my cape. I'm gonna have my cup. I'm gonna have my big bling chain. Oh yeah, like we
See, this is what we're going to do to make sure that we're not
before or
clouded,
after the
distracted.
play. You know the Hawks, they gonna make it. They gonna make it.
This
Yes.
is me to you, Dr. Brandy, with your what you call it, with your Falcons.
Yes, right. But the thing is, you see, she wasn't even, she did the, oh, I'm not even going
He
to look.
literally wasn't looking at her. She was looking at her fingers. I can't see you. So shoot. All right, Dr. B. I'm going to
But
go.
she saw it afterwards. She saw it afterwards. And
I'm
she had a
talking about
chance.
Reese wasn't looking at Kate.
Yeah.
He was looking at her.
Yeah, she wasn't even looking. But she had a chance to be a good ally. She had a good chance.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Big,
Yes, let's get some wine tumblers. Though I'm gonna still have water in mine.
Miss Teresa's on gift restriction. And I just want to publicly say again, and we put the video up, but thank you for all the paraphernalia. We had last Saturday, Dr. Brandy, we had puzzles, we had keychains, I got a little stuff for you. And I did not, before you bring it up, I know we got to go to Rare for my appreciation dinner for you. So it's coming probably in June, but we'll you know why I said June.
This why I don't.
No, we'll
you see how James do me, y'all. You see how this. You see.
Oh my God!
I'm here faithfully. Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a Falcons quilt, y'all. Okay, that I quilt, like literally I sewed it. Like I'm not this, no joke. I quilted it. It is beautiful. I'm gonna bring it out.
Oh my God, I got my Java with Jimmy hoodie on right now. Wore it to PT this morning. Okay, but we out there. All right, Dr. B, I'm tired. So that means that this was good. This was one of our really, but we kept it.
Big up to Reese. Big up to Reese. And the whole LSU team. Again, I'm a Southerner, so let's go SEC.
Last
boop,
question.
Boop, boop.
You're a former quilter.
SEC. Boop, boop, boop. Charlotte, I am a I am adjacent to quilting.
You're quilt adjacent. You know what?
I'm quilt adjacent. I have a couple and I appreciate the beauty of it. But I'm quilt adjacent. That's how I'm gonna put it. I could make them. I know how to do it, but I'm quilt adjacent because they take a while. Jesus.
Yeah.
They take a while, Charlotte.
Okay.
But I'd love to, talk with you offline about it,
Lord. All right, listen, y'all in these wine tumblers, Miss Teresa and y'all.
And Rachel, happy birthday.
Her birthday is coming. Let me tell you about the wine tumblers and Miss Teresa. Y'all hold off because I'm recalibrating and some stuff. And so Miss Teresa and Rachel and I think it was Nariki, y'all just wait because I want to do some stuff and get some stuff in place and make sure Miss Teresa is not over investing, which I appreciate, but it's just a funny space to be in. So, but y'all hold off on ordering these tumblers. All right, I'm getting off of here. I'm going to pay some bills, Dr. Brandy. You'll get off of here. I'll pay some bills. The Timbler, Lord have mercy. What about bandana? Look, get off of here. Anyway.
I'd love a bandana. You know what? If somebody could make me, so y'all talking about making stuff. So I do want like a special shirt for Coco. So
this ain't got nothing to do with what thing.
No, I mean if I could have a Java with Jimmy. Coco, yeah.
Oh Jesus! You and Teresa can collaborate on that because
Teresa, she's a size small. She's a size small. If I could get a Java with Jimmy for Coco, and then I want a Dee Dee's Cry for Coco. And a Roxbury Unity Parade.
Coco's going to have a closet full of a wardrobe. Lord have mercy. Look. Here we go.
All right. Got it.
Sharon said, how do you overinvest? We're going to get back to y'all about the merch stuff. All right, Dr. Brandy, let me go announce this week. And
Yes.
see you
Love y'all.
next Monday. The Monday after, go ahead and take the holiday.
What's the Monday? What?
Patriots back at what day is it? It's one of them days.
Patriots Day?
Boston Marathon Day.
Boston Marathon. We're gonna take that off.
Yeah, because the president of BAA is on Wednesday, and I'm trying to see if I can get if I can get access to the
All right. Well, I want to say bye, y'all. Congratulations on the financial blessings.
Yep.
Pastor Marion, and everybody's birthdays and everything else going on this week, this month. I hope everybody recalibrates, resets, and I'm out this iconic.
All right, Dr. B. I will chat with you later on this week.
Bye, Baba Java.
Don't forget everybody else, all the mothers. They had their all the
mothers, the mothers board, the aunties board, grandparents board, all of y'all. Thanks, Deborah. We all about the energy.
Dr. Brandy, we'll see you next Monday. Love you.
Bye, y'all.
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. We're going to get ready to get off of here. Just want to let you know to please remember to come in tomorrow. Now, listen, if y'all remember last Thursday, we talked about vegetables. And we talked about Jill Scott's demonstration. And so tomorrow, to ensure that what did Nicole say? Keep your fruits and vegetables wrapped and fresh. April is STI, Sexual Transmitted Disease Awareness Month. And so tomorrow, for the next iteration of your Healthy Java, we are going to talk sexual health and STIs. April is STI, Sexually Transmitted Disease Awareness Month. Join us as we discuss STIs, screenings, prevention, and treatment. We'll also discuss PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, and the recent sexual health warnings. I don't know if you all saw a couple of months ago, I think not just here in the state of Massachusetts, but the CDC or a public health entity was putting out a warning around a new strain. It was either chlamydia or gonorrhea. And so we're going to have that conversation tomorrow. It might get a little a little spicy and a little after darkish, but we're going to talk sexual health tomorrow. Also on Wednesday, for We Need to Know Wednesdays with Woo, some of you may say the mayor was just on. We had to recalibrate from fourth Wednesday to first Wednesday, so she's coming back. However, for a few moments, Jack Fleming, the CEO from the Boston Athletic Association, aka those that run the marathon, both of them are going to be with us to talk about the marathon, talk a little bit about One Boston Day. I checked in with them and made them aware that I had observed some sentiment from, whether it's one Boston or two Bostons, sort of in the vein of haves and have-nots, equity and things. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about Jack's vision. As someone that's been at the BAA for a while, we're going to talk about his vision around equity. And then the very next day, we're still going to stay in the lane of running. I am honored to have Rochelle Solomon and also Suzanne Jones Welmsley in the room. One of the investments that BAA supports and makes is in Black Girls Run. And so Rochelle is going to be with us, and Suzanne is the Youth and Community Engagement Director at BAA. And so we're going to end out Wednesday and Thursday with BAA. Also wanted to have you guys remember that they're also going to talk about the Black Unicorn. As I mentioned last week, the unicorn is a part of the symbol of BAA, and there are a lot of Black folks that run, that train, that come from across the world to be a part of the marathon. And so that unicorn event is on April 15th at Reggie Lewis. I think I'm doing so. I don't know if I'm emceeing or something, but Rochelle asked me to be there and help like I did last year. And so that's on the 15th at Reggie Lewis. I'll have more information. Rochelle will have more information. I'm not sure if it's open to the public, but that is on the 15th. So that is our lineup and the menu for this week. Thank all of you that joined. We will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Also, a couple of other dates to keep in mind. May 20th is the Java with Jimmy, Joe Betancourt Health Fair. And also on June 21st, Java with Jimmy is going back on the waterfront. And it's going to be a cookout with family fun events. And we're going to have a panel as well. So keep that in mind. May 20th, June 21st, and we'll figure out something for April. All right. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for your Healthy Java with Dr. Hold on, let me put the thing back up because I forgot his name that quick. I'm tired, y'all. So that means today was I'm about to go take a nap. Dr. Matthias will be with us tomorrow to talk sexual health and STDs. And Mother's Board, y'all behaving here. All right. I found out a couple of years ago, thanks to Viagra, and there was an uptick in STDs and STIs amongst seniors and the elderly. I was like, so y'all behave tomorrow. All right. And there's 11 more comments. Let me just peek and see if I get in trouble. Oh, Thaddeus said it's open to the public at the Reggie Lewis at 4 p.m. So, Rachel, you about to set me up if Thaddeus is still on here. He'll probably say nope, or I've been trying to get him to do it, but we're going to leave that. After dark tomorrow, we outside. Mama Java said, Deborah Stubbs, thank you for the prayers. Thank all of you. Just a quick update about Mama Java. I saw her when I went over yesterday to drop some stuff off. And she looked good. She looked good. She looked better, far from how she looked on Saturday night. So thank all of you who prayed, who sent stuff. And even though we had to fuss at Mama Java because we didn't think about the diet she should have been on for the first couple of days, but she's going to be good. Goes back for follow-up in a couple of weeks. And at some point she can share with you all what, the full testimony is. So thank all of you. There may be snow on the roof, but there's still fire in the furnace. I'll tell you one better than that. Wine ain't the only thing that gets better with age. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.